Oh, hey. I just said, yeah, you can go. And then I'm just sitting here. Oh, my God. Get my life together. Hello, hello, hello. This is Our Reality. I'm Roxy. My God. I'm talking on my phone. Hello, hello, hello.
Not the echo.
What the hell? Look, listen. My life's really hectic lately. Hello. Welcome to Our Reality. I'm Roxy. This is Nick. Our friend Casey is here. Their ats are on the screen because they do social media regularly. Unlike myself, I do it, but I'm just not. I'm not good at it. So, hey, Jameson. Hey, Shy Boy. Chat is open. You guys come in and chit chat with us. I would love that. Now, listen, here's the deal. We haven't been here in like 42 years already. So a lot has happened since the last time we were here. But y'all, I was out of town. I was doing things, very important things. They're secret, but very important nonetheless. Just kidding. I was at a child's competition. But anyway, my child, not just, that would be weird. Let me specify. It was my own child's competition that I was at. Wasn't just some random kid. That made it sound real creepy. Let's just talk about Big Brother. Can we do that? Hey, Terry. Hey, Terry.
We love Terry.
Jameson, our new member. Jameson said, who's the new member? Casey, do you want to introduce yourself? Go ahead.
Hey, yeah, I'm Casey. My Twitter is there. I love Big Brother, and I've seen all of it. So yeah.
Well, there you go. Yeah, Jameson,
That's me.
we do have a lot to talk about. Nick, how have you been for the last 42 years?
I feel
Since
like
I've seen you.
I feel like I've aged quite a bit. Literally, my birthday is in an hour and a half, so I'll probably be on live when I literally age a whole year. So, yeah, I mean, Marty's caused me a lot of stress. So
Marty's a buffoon. Get real.
Yeah.
That's not stress over Marty. He's an idiot. I mean, he's very nice.
I mean, he had me stressed for my faves this week, though. That's the issue.
Well, he had everyone stressed for their faves because he said everyone's name both in and outside of that house. Just saying. And blamed it on somebody else. That's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. So listen, the last time we were here was Jess had just become HOH. Now listen, I want to go back and talk about everything in depth, but I do feel like because there are a couple of things that I want to say about it, we're just going to go over it super fast. Okay. So bear with me and jump in whenever you need to, because God knows y'all both know more than I do. Me too, Natalie. I know, but listen, it's a necessary evil. And Natalie says, I hate we have to talk about Marty.
I also hate that.
Look, we're right there with you, but first I'm going to talk about Jess. So you're in luck. I'm going to talk about Jess. I'm going to talk about all of that, the shenanigans that occurred. So here's the deal. The last time we were here, Kyle had gone home on a 10-0 vote and gave some sort of weird cryptic non-clue message that he was, for whatever reason, because I don't know.
Literally did not even make a wave. Let's just say,
no, everybody was like, okay, cool, bye.
I was surprised. Like nobody said anything about it. Like we didn't hear about it on an episode after. Like just dead after that.
Do you think the producers were like, what the hell is he talking about? They're like this with their papers, like, was that in there? Is this I missed the meeting?
They're like 12.
What does it mean? No. So he gave that weird cryptic message for whatever reason. I don't know, because he's a sore loser. And then lo and behold, Jess becomes the new HOH. And then Jess is like, Kevin, psst, psst, come here, I need to talk to you. And then so Jess and Kevin have a conversation, and they're both like, hey, we're on the outside now. Okay, well, you always were. But yes, it's true. But they're like, and guess who else is on the outside? And then they name the other people who are also on the outside, which would be Jacey-Lynne and Gino. And they said somebody else. I don't know. God, it's been 42 years. How do I know? And so, so they're like, okay, well, we should probably have a plan about this. And Jess is like, I've got this under control. And so then the next whenever nominations occurred, and Jess nominated Moose, and don't you do it, Cat, and Hermione. Sorry, demon cats. But first, Jess was like, I think I should have a conversation with these gentlemen first. And let me just tell you something. The conversation with Moose didn't go great, but the conversation with Hermione, it went way worse. But we'll start with Moose very quickly because I do want to talk about the Hermione camera rant about that because I found it entertaining. That I actually did see, not on the show, but online. So anyway, so Jess is like, listen, you've said my name, and I have tried to be, cordial with you, and it's just not working because you've said my name. And Moose was like, yeah, I did. And then Jess is like, hey, listen, I'm going to be probably putting you up tomorrow. And is this going to cause a problem between us? And Moose goes, yeah. And I was like,
it was so awkward.
At least he's honest. He said, yeah. And I went, well, this isn't going great, is it, Jess? What did y'all think, though, when that happened? I thought it was funny. Nick said you thought it was funny.
It was great. Yeah, I was watching that on the live feeds, too. And it was just, like, so good to see that conversation happen. And me be like, I remember I tweeted and I was like, wow, that was, like, really not good of a conversation. And then the Hermione one happened, like, right afterwards. And I was like, this is an even worse conversation.
It was way worse. But, like, when they said, they were like, so I'm going to get your foot out of my coffee. Jess didn't say that. I just said that to my cat. You audio listeners have no idea what's happening. So when Jess was like, listen, you're probably going to get put up, and Moose was like, how dare you? Jess was like, well, name somebody else. Name somebody else then. Mm-hmm. And see, this is why I want to talk about this, because this was kind of important, because Moose was like, okay, I will. And so he goes, well, I'll just tell you what, listen, that Kevin and that Betty, they're not even playing this game. He didn't say that. I'm pretending, okay? I'm embellishing a bit. He's like, those people, listen, they're not even playing the game. They're doing nothing in the game. At least I'm a fighter. You're putting two people on the block that are going to fight for, and then that's going to be big time trouble for you, Jess. And you've got these other people that you could put up. And Jess is like, whoa, now, dial it back. Like, rewind, sir. But Moose wasn't having it, right? And I don't want to get ahead of myself, even though we're like 42 years behind, but that conversation comes back later, and we're going to discuss it then. Or we can discuss now. What's your choice?
I don't care.
You don't care? Okay, cool. So then let's talk about Hermione and the camera rants.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it. Yeah. So Jess is like, well, so that went about as well as expected. So I guess I'll just go and break the news to old Hermione now. And so, again, listen. Now, I know we've been trying to have, keeping the peace, but you're just not keeping my name out of your mouth. And so I'm just going to have to put you up. And this, which was met with, an apathetic reaction, completely apathetic reaction from Hermione, because everything, Jess would say something, and this is Hermione. He'd be like, okay. He'd, shrug his shoulders. He'd be like,
yes.
Okay. Well, I expected it. Okay. And I was like, is he got a tick? What's wrong with you? Okay.
Yeah, it's like, are you going to try and fight for your life? But he was just like, okay, put me up. Yep. He didn't want to talk to Jess. I think he was just trying to get the conversation over with. And I feel like he could have done more there. Same thing with Moose.
Well, yeah, either one of them could have. Either one. Moose was running his mouth about dude, that's not the right approach. He's a little bit aggressive. And Hermione was so it's like, okay, and Yeah,
like
and
passive aggressive kind of. Maybe not
yeah,
aggressive,
and
but like just kind of like
he was apathetic.
no
He was just
responses. Yeah.
like so lackadaisical, like just I don't care. I thought that's what you were gonna do. No surprises here. Shoulder, shoulder, shoulder. And I was like, okay, okay. You seem like you're a little upset, Hermione. I'm not gonna lie. Guess what? He was upset, y'all. He was upset because guess what? Guess what? He did one of my favorite things ever. He went and talked to the camera, to us, and
I
he
love
let
that.
us have it. Not us. I mean, but he let loose on us about her mom was angry, y'all. He was angry. And he ranted. And Nick, you watched it on the live stream, yeah?
I watched some of it. I remember when when Jess like left the room and he like looked at the camera and he was like, "Bro, what the fuck was that?" And that was when he like started to go off, and I was too busy like following what was going on in the other rooms, because around that was when
they did have like a fight too. I mean, not a fight.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it
it wasn't
a screaming match. It was more like
a
loud talking at each other. Very
like a loud
emotionally
disagreement.
Yes, it was emotionally driven, loud talking. That's what we're going to call it, because it wasn't like screaming. But they did have that.
It was very tense because Jess was like, "Okay, well, I'll just leave if that's what you want me to do." I feel like Jess kind of played like this like victim card quite a bit. But during that specific conversation, like you could tell her mom didn't want to talk to them, and they were like, "Okay, well, I'll just leave since that's what you're saying." It was very tense, and yeah, I feel what her mom is feeling in that though.
I mean, yeah, me too. And so then after that, then he was like camera talking, and then it really was more than emotionally driven raised voices. Then it was he was pissed. And I get it, but dude, it's a game. But I get it. I would have been mad too. I would have been mad too, because I mean, he's been playing super hard, which isn't always good, but you just get real. I get it, because I'm super competitive. That's why my husband doesn't even play cards with me. Not even go fish. Nothing. Because I'll straight up throw that deck of cards at your head. What do you mean you don't have any twos?
As you should, honestly.
So, I get it, okay? But he was like, I'm not having it. And so, anyway, so that happened. So they go on the block, right? And I'm trying to pay attention to chat and everything at the same time.
Well,
so
when they go on the block too, that was when they Jess did not appreciate how they went on the block, essentially how they danced basically, and Jess was so offended by that.
They didn't take it seriously.
Yeah, and how
what?
Dare you?
I mean, I'm sorry, but you don't get to dictate the way somebody else reacts to you putting them on the block.
Right.
You don't get to do that.
You want to control the game, sure, but someone's behavior or whatever, it's fine. They're not coming at you. It's very weird behavior by Jess.
It really was, and it felt like, I'll tell you what it feels like. I have someone in my life that I said this to recently, and this is very similar behavior. I have never in my life met somebody who is more of a victim than you. Everything you have to be a victim all the time. You're always a victim, and it'd be like, you could be like, I love these chocolate chip cookies, and then they're like, what? But I made sugar cookies, and it's like, okay, calm down.
Yeah.
Okay. It's like that. You're so offended. That's how I felt. You don't get to decide. It's like telling somebody that they can't be mad about something. You know, oh, you can't be mad about that. The hell I can't. Yes, I can. I can be mad about whatever I want to be mad about.
Right. And
mad, but telling me I can't be mad.
It felt like Jess kept saying that the two of them ruins Jess's moment as her nomination ceremony, and it was like very much like, okay, well, this is like their moment to be nominated. Like, you know what I mean? Like, this is also like a moment for them too. Like, this isn't just about you.
Right.
I mean, right.
Very
And
selfish.
listen, I get it, because at the same time, I mean, I do understand that. Are they making a mockery of it and almost kind of like flaunting it and making fun of her or them to their face? I mean, yeah, but it's a game. And is that Jameson in the chat's talking about how some people have said it's not good sportsmanship.
Who, Roxy?
I don't want to say.
I will say
it's not. Listen, it's Derek and
Roxy's
Cody.
main stan, Derek from BBC.
Okay, now you've taken it too far. Now you said main stan, and that's not true. Do I like Derek and think he's great? Yes. See, this is why I didn't want to say his name, because then I got to fight about it because some people want to act like that he is not a good player. He is a good player. Is he flashy? No. Like, did he have some help? Yeah, so did every other player. Did he play against idiots? No, he did not. There were some in the house, but he didn't play for a house full of them. No more so than anybody else, the people that you love. Look, there's idiots in every cast. Okay, the end. So, yes, they said it's not good sportsmanship. And while I do agree with that, guess what, Derek and Cody? They're allowed to be not good sportsmen. Like, okay. And I don't know what they said. That's just what Jameson said. I don't know.
I don't watch like podcasts.
Well, I don't watch their Big Brother stuff, but I do listen to Crime Weekly every week when it comes out with Derek Levasseur and Stephanie Harlow. Fantastic. I love true crime because I am the target audience. I'm a white woman, like a middle-aged white woman. So, of course, like, show me all of the Lifetime true crime. I love it. I don't love it, but I'm fascinated. So I do listen to that, and it's really quite good. I like Derek though, but anyway, apparently they said that it wasn't good sportsmanship, and it's not. But so Derek, Cody, do I need to remind you about the speech that you encouraged Zach to make, Fruit Loop Dingus? I mean, yes, it was an America's, whatever. It was also one of the greatest moments of the entire show. I said what I said. Anyway, so the ceremony made Jess unhappy.
Mm-hmm.
Jess was like, how dare you steal my thunder? That was mine. And so that's what happened there.
It was their attention, and Hermione got it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's what it was.
Yeah. I mean, that's true. And guess what? So then we had Veto. And guess what? Guess what happened? Who knows? Raise your hand if you know. No? Okay. Oh, yes. I also know. The same thing that had happened every other week up until recently, but until that point, happened every other week. Somebody that's on the block who was one of the targets or the target and then won the veto and took himself off. And in this case, Hermione won the veto and said, yeah, I think I'm not going to be staying up here for any longer. Right? And do you have any thoughts on that? Anybody?
I thought it was iconic. I mean, I feel like that, how you were just saying every week so far, we've had the target win the veto. And I said this the last time too, that this just is why this season is so good, in my opinion. Like, we have constant like shifts and constant power changes. Like, it's not just like one person like running the house, in my opinion. And it's because of things like this happening. And
lots
even
of blindsides.
Yes. And that's the thing with like these votes too. I feel like the votes are very much like, how can we split it? Do we have enough to flip it? Like,
we
instead
haven't
of
had
like, where's the
unanimous
majority
except
going?
Kyle, right? Kyle's the only unanimous vote that we've had.
Only unanimous vote, which
and
is
that wasn't about voting with the house. That was just because everybody's mad at Kyle. That had nothing to do with house voting. That was because everybody was like, that Kyle's a jerk, right? I don't know, but Hermione, he He wanted to
Hermione did the
cancel it
thing.
right on off the block. Also, I want to talk about real quick, like, so word got back to Moose that I mean, no. Sorry. You know what I'm gonna say? You know what I'm gonna say about okay. Do you want to talk? You want to say it?
Yeah, well, I could talk about it. So Jess
Yeah.
has their conversation with Betty, and
Mhm.
Jess tells Betty that Moose had brought up wanting to nominate Betty and was pitching Betty's name to Jess. Betty was not happy about this, and Betty goes into the kitchen and is like, I heard that you're saying my name, and was just like, I'm not the one going up on the block. That's you. My
And she
life
had a
wasn't
hair
blown up.
dryer. No, she didn't.
No hair dryer this time, but it was very iconic. And yeah, this is why I love Betty. She's Team Fun Feeds.
I love Betty.
Because
She's like, Moose, this is rude. Like, you're rude. And Jess
She
was like,
kept
please
calling him
don't.
rude.
Jess was like, please don't go tell Moose. And Betty immediately just goes down there and clocks
She got
him.
up.
what I mean, and honest to God, what did Jess think was going to happen when they said that to Betty of all people? Betty's not going to take that. Betty is not going to take
the one
that.
just popped off on everybody.
I mean, if we know anything about Betty, and I think we do, it's that Betty gonna Betty when Betty wants to Betty. And I'm here for every single Betty that occurs. Because Betty's like, and another thing. And I'm like, yes. Yes, and another thing. Tell us the other thing, Betty. Tell us, because I'm here for it. I'm here for it. So that happened. And it was real funny because so Betty, Jess, Moose, and Kevin all up in the HOH room because they're going to try to work it out. They're going to try to work it out. There's not going to be any working out to be done, but whatever, clear the air. Okay. And so they're up there. And Moose, he got a little bit condescending. Surprise. I know. Put your shocked faces away. That's what happened though. Yeah. So first of all, Betty's like, this is what I heard, and this is what was said. And Moose is like, and who told you that? Jess? And Betty said, yeah. And he turns to Jess and he's like, wait a minute. So you told Betty that I said that Betty and Kevin don't deserve to be in this house? And Jess is like, whoa. That's not exactly what I said. And the hell it wasn't. Yeah, it was. That's what you said. And then and he was like, well, let's just get this straight. I didn't say that. Okay. And Jess is like, well, I mean, I don't remember. Oh, so you don't remember? Like, so which is it? And Jess is like, and and so then like it starts getting kind of heated again, emotional, loud talking between them. And then Betty of all people is like, okay, let's calm down, guys. We don't even have a hairdryer. Let's calm down, said Betty. And that did not work, y'all. It did not work. It did not work even a little bit because they were like, hush, we're talking. And another thing, and Betty tried again. Betty's like, so maybe we could let's just tone it down. And they're like, and so anyway, so nothing came from that. And then they left, and then Betty stayed up there with Jess, and then they rehashed and all of that, which I thought was fantastic. And I loved it.
It was so good.
Your mama said, no bullshit, Betty. Yes, is that her nickname? Because I love that. It's perfect.
Don't take no bullshit.
She's not even being that petty. She's just hearing something and she's business B. She's going straight to the source, being like, why'd you say this? And I kind of respect that.
Right?
Well, I do too. Because I'd much rather deal with somebody that I know where I stand than for somebody who's like, I got to watch them real close and be like, okay, I hear the words that you're saying, but I don't think that's what you mean.
That's good that you're saying that about Betty, because this is going to come into play like this week because of with her being on the block next to Hermione, like right now in present time, because a lot of people are saying, at least we know where Betty is. Like, she's loyal. She's, we know who Betty is playing with.
It's the
Whereas,
truth.
yeah, it is the truth. And like,
Hermione, he's like a little snake in the grass, and there's nothing wrong with that. Own it. You can be a snake all you
right,
want. I love it.
that's fine.
But
But
yeah,
it's just this, like, because of actions like this, it's proven that Betty is loyal or truthful, and like, she says what she's honest, basically. And
I know. Kevin said, "That's to keep pretending that you don't like me." She said, "I don't like you."
she's honest, like she don't
She's
care.
like,
And like,
"What do you mean pretend? I can't stand you." It was
like,
hilarious.
people know this about her in the house, which is like helping her now.
Right.
So
Well,
it's
because
not a bad thing.
you're authentic. When you're
Mhm.
authentic, people are responsive to that. I feel. I mean,
Yeah.
I definitely am. Like, if you're disingenuous even once, I'm like, nope, can't
Mhm.
trust you. Now, I'm not gonna tell you I can't trust you. I'm just gonna slit your throat when you're not looking. But that's the way it is.
Jeez.
And I mean, that's how it's done, ladies and gentlemen. I know, because I'm not getting kicked out first or anything. Okay, yes, I'm getting kicked out first, but whatever. It doesn't matter, okay? It doesn't matter. What do you mean you don't have any twos? Go fish? No. No. So anyway. Yeah, like with Betty is very I don't really think it's petty. I just think she's just real, and
Mhm.
I appreciate that. She's what I refer to that as a nipper. You nip everything real quick. It's like, I'm gonna go take care of this right now. I'm gonna nip that in the bud right now. And I like that because I also am what I refer to as a nipper. Okay, like nipple, but not a nipple. Okay, get that straight.
Okay, that's the word of the day, nipper.
Nipper.
Yes. And that's what I am too, because I'm like, listen, we're going to have a little conversation real quick. And then, but I know I'm wired differently, but I'll have the conversation and be like, okay, cool. And then I'll move on while other people are just like still wallowing in it, which is kind of a problem sometimes, because I'm like, we talked about that last week. You still mad? Do we need to talk again? Okay. But I mean, I'll just tell you, like, look, you're going to piss me off about that. So we're going to have to stop. Okay. And then I'm done. But some people not like that. But Betty's like that. And I love it. I love it. Because I would definitely be like, get out of here. I don't like you. Blow dry my hair right now.
Don't talk to me.
Hey, I'm busy.
That's how she closes it every time. She did it with Kevin. She's like, and don't talk to me for the rest of the day. I don't want to talk to you.
Exactly.
Okay.
I'll let you know when we're going to conversate again, okay? I will let you know. I said, do you have any twos? You told me go fish. We're done, okay? I'll let you know. We'll talk tomorrow maybe, if you're lucky, okay? Now, and that's Betty in a nutshell, right? So anyway, so that happened. It didn't go as planned for any party in that room, I don't believe. But Kevin did finally say, which I thought was funny, and I love Kevin for this, because even though sometimes he and Betty don't get along, and sometimes they do, which we discussed last time during their heartfelt, you make a good dad talk. Wasn't it sweet? It was precious.
So cute.
Yeah. And so Kevin was like, well, I mean, to be fair, Moose, you did tell me that you wanted to, like, you've been saying my name because you said that I'm not being competitive or in the game enough. So, I mean, technically, that is what you said, because you said it directly to my face about me. And then, and that kind of was like, oh, yeah, guess I did. But, oh, so that's what you mean by all of this? Okay, yeah, then I did say that, I guess. But anyway, so then Hermione takes himself off the block, and who goes up? I'll give you a hint. She has a daughter. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Is her name Sienna?
Stop.
Who, the daughter? I don't know.
It is.
Oh, okay. No, I do know. For 2 points, who can tell me who the replacement nom was? Buzz in. I'm just kidding. No, it's Tanisha, right? Like, that's the replacement. And then it's like, I'm sorry. What? That was the reaction. I'm sorry, what? Like, and so then she said about going around the house, she's got to campaign, y'all. And let me tell you, not an effective strategy.
No.
Because this is the strategy that was used. This is the campaign strategy. Y'all, I need to have a talk with you. So as you know, I am on the block, as is my good friend Moose. Now, Moose, he is just here. And he is not playing for anything. I, on the other hand, am playing for something very worthy. Very worthy. It is my daughter. I have one of those. Moose does not. Therefore, you must keep me in the house based on that alone. I'm just kidding. It wasn't quite that dramatic, but that was the conversation. I mean, that's the pitch, right? I have
Pretty
a daughter
much.
and Moose doesn't.
Yeah,
I have a daughter and Moose doesn't. So keep me. That's the pitch.
that was her pitch. And it honestly is like kind of upsetting because I feel like she could have done so much more because like Moose is like such like a big threat in my opinion, and I don't know why she couldn't have just like
utilize
came
that.
up with, right, like there could have been like 15,000 things you could have came up with that would have made.
And what is Moose going to say to argue that? Because he's just gone all over the house telling the HOH what a threat he is and how he's playing the game, telling Betty and telling Kevin and telling everyone outside of the house, production, the Wendy's workers, everybody knows. In case y'all didn't know, that Moose, good at this game. Good at this game. He doesn't have a daughter, though, so, I mean, what are you going to do, right?
Keep him.
Doesn't count.
I was like, look, I may not be very smart, but I feel like that's not a good strategy. And guess what? It wasn't, because she did not stay.
No.
She did not stay. Is there, before
she was
I
close.
get to the...
I mean, in a, not by her own fault.
It was 6-2. So, I mean...
No, it was 5-4.
Wait, oh, no. It was 5-4. I'm so sorry.
Saying, don't make me...
Yeah, it was 5-4 because the next one was the 8 vote, and it's 6-2 on the next one, though.
7-2, but it... Because there was no HOH. Because...
Let me... Oh, that's right, because of the chain. Yeah. Let me change my math over here. Ooh, don't move. Okay. Let's pretend that I'm good at math. Y'all, I was a history major. Okay.
It's okay.
History. My husband already told me. Y'all don't tell him, because he has made a rule a long time ago that I'm not allowed to do math in public. He told me about, we've been married 24 years, so probably 23 years ago, he told me, never, ever do math in public. He's like, I don't care if you do have a calculator. Don't. And I'm like, fair enough. Fair enough. Would you like to talk about the Revolutionary War? Because I can do that. But don't ask me to do math, apparently. So anyway, do we want to talk about anything else in the house before I get to the actual 5-4 eviction? 5 + 4 = 9. 5-4 eviction. Let's throw that in there. I'm like Bronte right now. I'm so smart now.
Oh my gosh. My only thing that I wanted to say was T, she was seen as such like a huge like social threat, and
she has a daughter, so
yeah, and I think that she was seen like that just because she didn't talk to everybody. She only stuck to like certain people, in my opinion. So maybe they saw her as like a secret threat, and they thought that keeping Moose would be a bigger threat and moving forward. I don't know, but she could have done a lot.
I mean, I just don't. I'll be honest with you. If I were in the house, well, it depends on. I mean, honestly, it would depend on where I was in the game. But to me, she's a heck of a lot easier to take out later than Moose.
Right.
He's on the block. Yep. Send him home. Exactly. I mean, and unless you're like aligned with him, come on, don't. But I'm just saying, like, if you're other people, he is a much bigger threat because, well, as Casey was saying before the podcast started, like, was Tanisha really playing the game? Like,
No.
no.
They were more scared of like the unknown, and they would just rather keep Moose.
Which makes,
I mean,
because they were that scared of her. They didn't know what she could do, and that's on her for not talking to everybody.
Tanisha did not talk a lot of game with a lot of people, and that I think exactly at Casey. Like she very much was like she would talk game to like her people, but like that was it. Like she wouldn't even like initiate game conversations with people she wasn't like fully aligned with, and it was like you gotta at least do
Fake it till
something
you
there,
make
girl.
it, honey. Especially in a 5-4, Kevin. I'll give you whatever you want. My vote for life.
Right.
Like, there's just so
and like
much more.
it was Moose. Like it's not like you were sitting next to like somebody that's like
Summer.
Right.
That's your worst case scenario is Summer.
Yeah. You were sitting next to a pretty easy person to get another vote against. So
well, I mean, he basically didn't really have to even do anything, to be honest with you. But
yeah, he didn't.
I mean, seriously, he was like, "I'm just gonna kick back for a while, enjoy my time. I'm taking my time on this." Is what he said.
I don't think I saw him campaign ever.
Well, he didn't. What was he gonna say? Hi, I'm Moose. I don't have a daughter.
I've been exposed multiple times already in this house. Like,
I'm a huge threat, but guess what? I haven't procreated yet. Like, this is what is he gonna say? Like, to combat that amazing strategy of I have a daughter. I mean, there's nothing he can say. So anyway, so the vote happens. And guess what? Anyone? Bueller? It's a double eviction, but oh no, it's not just a double eviction. This is no ordinary double eviction. This is something completely different. And it was amazing, right? I didn't get to watch it,
I liked it.
like as it played out or anything like that, but I was like, of all the weekends that I can be gone and not able to like fully invest, it's during this week, this episode, I wasn't happy. And it is a good thing that I do have a daughter, by the way. And it is a good thing that I love her because this is all her fault that I missed it. Right? We're busy just, being national champs, but what else? No big deal. Anyway, so the second eviction of the evening. And so it's called the chain of safety. There is no HOH. There is no POV. What the chain of safety is, as you all know, because you guys have watched it, but I'm still going to tell you. So you're going to have a competition, and whoever wins that, or part one, whatever, of the competition, then they get the first, safety, and they pick someone else to be safe, and then it goes down the line. They pick, and it's basically like, 7th grade gym all over again, where the people are just standing there like, I know how to play basketball. I want you to pick me, but nobody does. It's like that. And so Moose, of course, wins.
Moose got like
in part one.
He got like the highest score too that you could like get.
And it was going into like a 12. Yeah, it was going into 12. Skipped over, almost went into the 1, and then it just like barely teetered into 15. And his reaction, my favorite reaction all season, he was like pumped, going from pumped. On the blog 1 vote to being safe. He's like, yeah, fuck all of you. Like,
he was I loved out. It. Yeah, it was so good. It was a glorious moment. I know I'm not even a Moose fan, honestly, but it was just very fun.
I mean, listen, why would he not win? He doesn't have children. He can spend a lot of time practicing things like, honing his skills in any type of, competition or athletic event. He doesn't have anything holding him back. I'm just playing. I'm joking. No, he he's got safety, right? And then do you want to say the picks? I mean, he picks Josh first because he's like, we're best friends. And then Josh picks who? Josh picks Betty.
Yes.
Betty picks Summer.
Wait, well, Moose picked Hermione, right? And then Hermione picked Josh.
Hermione picked Josh. Yes. Thank you. Moose picks Hermione. Hermione picks Josh because they're best friends. They're all best friends.
Their final
They have
two.
T-shirts. Besties for the resties, it says, and it has like their nicknames on the back. It doesn't. That's not true. Don't listen to me. And then so Josh picks Betty. Betty picks Summer. Summer picks Kevin, Spaghetti Boy, and Kevin picks Marty. Gross. And Marty picks Helena.
My queen.
Right.
Yeah.
Which leaves us with 3 peoples. Jess, Jacey-Lynne, and Gino. And I'll tell you what I like about having, these, pick your player type things is because it really reveals to the entire rest of the house who's with who. Because look at who's at the top and who's at the bottom, like, right? And that's the intent, and that's what happened. And so anyway, the three who are left at the end, then they have to compete, and one of those will also have safety, and then Jacey-Lynne wins that, which leaves us with. Thank you, Jameson, for keeping track, keeping our Stan iconic and queen count. So we've got Jess and we've got Gino on the block, and well, isn't that something?
And
how the mighty have fallen, Jess.
For real. We saw this a lot on Monday's episode too, like a lot of like what went down, during like the commercial breaks and stuff like that. And there was a scene when like Jacey-Lynne was like in the storage room with a bunch of people, and they were like, "Girl, this is the best case scenario for you. Like, you're staying no matter what," basically. And it kind of was. And honestly, this sounds very weird, but I feel like Jacey-Lynne is in like a really weirdly good spot.
She is.
Like, it's very strange to me because she's not doing anything, but
she sorted things in one. She was a sorter. She sorted things.
She balances things.
Yeah. She can sort and balance, and she can get mad when Gino touches Summer's lower back during exercising.
Well, apparently there's some tea happening on the feeds right now. I've been trying to look through Twitter to see what it is, but
I know I can't find anything.
I think it's just jealousy.
Oh,
that's exactly what it is.
I like that.
That's exactly what it is.
That's what I chalked it up to be.
Well, so then they have the vote, right? They have the vote at the double chain eviction, whatever you want to call it. And well, Jess, see ya.
But
see ya.
Did you see all the stuff that happened, Roxy?
Oh, I did.
Or no? Right?
No.
The stuff that happened. Okay, there was.
I was in Missouri.
Okay, right.
They don't have TV there. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. It was a joke because that's where Casey's from. They have TV. She watched it.
Yeah, Casey definitely did watch it. A lot of stuff happened in between, like the voting, or I don't know how long they get, but it originally started with, who was it? Kevin and Marty?
It was Marty and Helena that were on the couch. So it started with Josh and Betty. And Josh and Betty
they were
pulled
in the
Kevin.
Expedia room.
I think Josh went and got Kevin, and they were like, "Are we flipping the vote? Like, what are we doing?" And then they went and got Helena and Marty, and they were all just kind of like talking. And Helena would be like, "Well, who are you voting, Betty?" And nobody would say like, "We should all just vote out Gino, and like let's just make a pact right here." Like, it was a lot of like dodging who they were voting for. I'm like, just say it if you want to vote out Gino. But because that, like, they did plan to flip the vote. Then after that, they got on the couches, and Betty was like, I don't know if Marty's going to do it. Because she didn't trust that plan.
Well, and why would you? He's not really proven himself to have a great track record.
I can't blame her. I can't. Especially if his body language is weird on the couch. Like, I wouldn't want to go down for something that Marty did or didn't do.
Betty. Marty's weird. That's why he had weird body language. No, well, Betty, Josh, and Kevin all changed their minds at the last second, right? Because that's what I'm reading.
It was mainly Betty. It was Betty just sussing out Marty for not like looking at her on the couch. She didn't trust that plan because Marty was a part of it, in my opinion.
Okay.
She didn't think that he was actually going to follow through with it. So like her, Josh, and Kevin were all on one couch, and then Marty was on the other one. So all three of them voted the same way, and then Marty and Helena were on the other couch, and then they voted whoever out. They voted
They
Gino
voted
out
Gino.
because they didn't get the memo.
Okay, because your mama in chat, not your mother, but your mama in chat. Well, I don't know, your mom might say it too. Said that Kevin kicked it off with Marty first, though.
Yeah, they were talking separately from Josh and Betty.
Oh.
Yeah, so it was like Josh and Betty were talking in Expedia, and then Kevin and Marty were talking in the living room, both having conversations about wanting.
So it's probably
Gino out.
simultaneously. It's not first, right? Okay.
It was basically simultaneously.
Your mama, get it straight. I'm just saying.
I'm pretty sure they're right, but it was pretty much like the episode showed Kevin and Marty talking first, and then it showed Josh and Betty, and then Josh went to go get them.
Well, the edit showed it, then that's true.
Right. So, but this was like, I've never seen anything like this. It kind of felt like a live tribal council where like they were like voting and like they were still like talking at the couch, and they were like, I don't think Marty's gonna do it, and like that's when they like changed their votes. So,
which is a great thing about Survivor, and so I mean it's kind of fun, right? It's kind of fun that you get to see that. Hey, Joseph. Yeah. Exactly. Needs to realize Marty is nuts. Yeah. Anyway.
Oh, he is.
I mean, true statement. There's so much truth there. Well, so Jess goes home, right?
Jess does go home.
And then guess what? Well, the rules of Big Brother say that if you survive, you're about to win that HOH, right?
Apparently. Or that safety or whatever.
Or safety, yes, safety. No, okay. So this is where, okay. So, man, we've gone through like 40 some odd years so far. 2 more to go. Y'all.
I know.
All right. So what was well, first of all, did anything happen after the vote? Like what went on after Jess went home and before the HOH started? Because there's a bunch of like drama and stuff that like occurred and went down, and you know, Marty, like his arm was twisted. Well, he didn't get there yet, but that does happen. So, okay, catch me up then, or catch all of us up. Let's pretend it's not me. Let's pretend I know, but I don't. Okay, y'all catch me up on what happened in between that and when Marty becomes HOH.
So they were all in like one of the bedrooms, and it was all the people who were supposed to vote for Gino. So Betty, Josh, Helena, Marty, and who am I forgetting?
Kevin.
Summer?
Kevin, yes.
No.
It was, no, it was, not Summer. They were all in the room together with Gino, and Gino.
You know that the people listening audio only cannot see that I'm smiling and laughing about that. They think I'm for real.
Gino like rallied them in that room though. Like as soon as there were 2 votes, like Gino was like, "Who's the 2 votes?" Like he rallied the troops in there to be like, "What the fuck?" And that's the first time Gino's probably like done something pretty significant. I think for his game, I was like, "Oh, okay, Gino." Like he's not afraid to call people out.
Yeah, it was good, and they were basically every single person denied it, like literally every single person. And Marty was even like, someone was giving like the thumbs up and like this and that, and like that was Kevin, but like no one was like even.
Somebody was over there playing patty cake. It could have been them. I saw someone with a chocolate chip cookie. I like the sugar. Go fish.
It was a very tense conversation. But yeah, they all denied it. Every single one of them denied it, and then Marty ended up. Marty ended up owning up to it after he had.
He won HOH, and then he had
Yeah.
to come clean. Audio only. These are air quotes. Come clean. He had to do that, right?
That
He's
was really
like-
weird. In the HOH room, I think they were all locked in there, and he
Mhm.
just. Oh
But
yeah,
he
by
had
the
already
way,
told him when they got locked in there, right? He had
Mhm.
already
Gino knew.
confessed. Yeah. Like,
Yes.
I need to come. Like, for no reason. I need to have a talk with you. I've betrayed you. And Gino said, Et tu, Brute? And he said, just call me Judas. And so that's what happened. Verbatim. No, that's not what happened. But yeah, he's like, let me just tell you, I have this conversation typed out verbatim. For real, this is verbatim, okay? The whole Brute and Judas was not verbatim. It didn't occur at all. That was a lie. This is for real. So, okay, listen. So, Marty is the new HOH, right? And he tells Gino, he's like, listen, I was pressured into it. Betty, Josh, and Summer. And then he says, I feel bad for what I did. I want to make it up to you guys. I told you I have your backs until the end of this game. I don't care if you have my back. Even if I take a hit in my game, it's the least I can do. Whatever you think is best, I will do it. Huh? What? What? Explain yourself right now, Marty. Call him on the phone because, what? You are the HOH. Okay? You are the HOH. There was no reason under the sun or any other celestial being for you to have told him that. He can't prove it.
He doesn't even have power.
Like,
it was so
Marty.
weird because Marty had gotten away with it. Everybody thought it was Josh and Betty.
Yeah, so why? Why?
Take it
Why?
to the grave.
Or at least to outside of this house. If you want to be honest, well, then you do it after the game, like a normal person. What? Yeah, he's like, listen, I need to come clean with you. Now, I know that I promised you all of my children and access to my wife and my next 3 birthdays, but I got to tell you something. First of all, know this. My arm was twisted physically and physically, like literally, right? Okay. They took my arm, they twisted it clean off my body, and then reattached it like I was the toy in Toy Story that the toy fixer guy fixed me. That's what he said. Then when I got called to the DR, they sewed my arm back on. It don't work quite right anymore, but that's what happened. That's what he told him. He said, I was forced to do it. Forced. You are a grown man. Is your grandmother there?
This forced it right here.
Yeah. Somebody had a thumb up your butt? Is that what happened? Somebody put a thumb up your butt and forced you to do it. Because he said it was Betty, Josh, and Summer. Which one of them had their thumb up his butt? Because they made him do it. They stuck their thumb right up his butthole and twisted his arm around. And that's why he voted out Gino. He didn't mean to, Gino. And even though you did not have any idea that it was me, I feel like I should tell you while I'm in power. What? Somebody, I can't.
From a position of power. I don't know why Marty chose to do that, because it also like Helena visually gave off something to Summer where Summer was like, oh, Helena's the second vote if Marty's the first one. Like immediately Summer clocked it. So it's like, okay, well now Marty is actually like ruining everybody else's game.
Well, what happened was they had their thumbs up Marty's butthole, and they twisted his arm around and stuck his thumb up Helena's butthole, and they just controlled them all. So it clearly wasn't their fault. It's what
Kevin's
happened.
Thumb. It's Kevin's thumb.
It is.
Like for real.
I just can't. What? I'm like.
Your mama's funny. I like them.
I love that.
Your mama is funny. Look, your mama, I'm just calling it like I see it. Okay? I'm calling it like Marty said it on the feeds. That's what he said. He said, "You stuck your finger at my butthole and made me."
He is pretty submissive. I don't understand. It's like he submisses for Canada. He's like, oh my god, I have to keep the hottest white man here, which is Gino. Even though I voted him out, like, I'm going to keep him here. And not only that, but, like, Gino...
Well, there's no argument for me on that. Okay? Just to be clear. I want to be clear right now. Gino is the hottest white man in the house. Okay? But...
Period.
I don't care. I don't care. Yeah, Natalie, you know what? Natalie said Marty has diarrhea of the mouth. Yes, because people keep sticking their thumbs in places and it just letting loose the dam and everything just flowing right on out.
He's got a guilty conscience. I'm like, what the heck? Even Donnie, which is like the nicest person in the world, kept his secrets. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Groundskeeper. And Marty, who's like a fraudulent investigator, can't shut his fucking mouth. Like, oh.
I totally forgot until right now that he was a fraudulent investigator.
And Kevin is like scamming him like round after round, week after week.
Yeah, well, listen. I've said from probably week 1, Kevin is playing that game.
Oh.
Kevin is playing that game, and listen, half those folks don't even know it.
Yep.
I mean, Moose thinks Kevin doesn't even deserve to be there. Like, dude, Kevin is playing that game. He's playing it. And they don't even know it, and that boy deserves to win. Spaghetti and all. Send him and his meatballs right on to the winner's circle.
Especially
right now.
With what happened this week with like the veto and everything. Like the first time that happened all
yes,
season,
because
and
the first time.
And it was
Kevin.
my
boy Kevin.
Oh.
I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Like, why would, anyway, I just really can't get, I need to tell you something. I'm a backstabber, but don't you worry. I lied to you every single day of my entire life, but from this point forward, I'm done with the lying. Put your thumb away. I've got your back. You've got my butthole. I've got your back. That's what he said. So, anyway, Caitlin, I'm not having that. Caitlin said Kevin's game is the Walmart version of Ravens. Change my mind. I'm going to change your mind by kicking you right out of this chat right now. I'm just kidding. I am so not going to do that because I do love you, but stop it right now. Do you hear me? Somebody's going to put their thumb up your butthole and change your mind. That's what's going to happen. It won't be me, but somebody is.
It'll be Kevin.
Wow. I've never seen somebody compare Kevin to Raven.
No, y'all are so wrong for that. Kevin's playing that game. I don't care what y'all say. You wrong.
Kevin's on his Giesling right now. Like I think he's probably one of the best BB Can players.
He is.
So well.
That I mean you have to like him. Look, you can hate him all day long, but if they're playing a good game, they're playing a good game.
I love Kevin. I've loved Kevin from the start.
I mean, yeah, I don't dislike him, but I know that there are people that are like, Kevin, ew. Like, why? He makes a great bowl of spaghetti. Have you seen it? His recipe is phenomenal. Anyway. Anyway, okay, sorry. Back to this. So Marty tells Gino, like, I still have your back, right? And then Gino's like, hey, and you know what? That Josh and Moose, those are some strong players. Really? Tell me something I don't know, Marty. Well, he's like, I already did. I just told you I backstabbed you. So anyway, he's like, so we should put them up. And then if Josh comes off the block, then I'll just put Betty up, but I'll send Moose home. What the hell kind of plan is that?
Like, literally what?
What? Can somebody with a half a brain explain to me? I need somebody to climb all the way inside Marty's head and then crawl back out his ear or whatever orifice and come back and tell me what you found in there because I don't understand.
We need Miss Frizzle to go do some type of... She's got to go inside with the magic school bus.
Exactly. I'm going in, guys. Like, what? I don't understand. Why is this your plan? So let me get this straight. Let me get this straight, Martin. So you're gonna put your plan is you're gonna put up Josh and Moose. And then if Josh comes down, you're gonna put Betty up. But you're gonna send what? Okay. Sure. If that makes sense, whatever. Anyway. Okay,
maybe he's
so
going
what
big
happens?
buck hunting.
We don't know. This sounds fraudulent to me, Marty. Fraudulent investigator, you. Like, what?
Oh, it just makes me love Kevin even more. Like,
It's because, listen, if Marty didn't feel so damn bad about that vote that he admitted to, none of this would happen. I'm just kidding. Marty's gonna say everybody's name in that entire house. There's some things that went down, and like, well, let's talk about. Okay, so after he tells Gino, then they all get locked in for like a, what do you call it? Like a sequester?
The HOH lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but is that what they call it?
That's what Twitter calls it, at least.
I keep wanting to call it a sequester, and that's not it. It's not a sequester. I'm like, that's not the word, Roxy. Get a thesaurus. Come on.
Yeah, it's just a lockdown, I guess. But and he feels the need to tell the whole house at that point that he is the votes to evict Gino,
Guys,
after he
I've
denied it
already
in front of
come
everybody
clean.
too.
Mm-hmm.
I know I lied to all of y'all. I've already come clean. There's nothing in my butthole. I need to tell you this. Now, we weren't privy to the conversation, but this is how I like to imagine that it went. He's like, listen, here's what happened. These folks over here, these fine folks came over and stuck their thumbs in places they don't belong and then twisted my arm, and it forced me to vote to Gino or vote for Gino. And I lied about it to all of you. And I feel really, really guilty. And so what I'm going to do is make some asinine nominations that make no sense. And I hope we're all okay with that. And they all said, I'm sorry, what?
He keeps on referring to it as being like trapped. Like as if Josh and Betty set this trap and he walked into voting Gino.
Yeah, well,
I mean, like, as if he walked in with him to vote, like he was puppeting him. He had his whole, it wasn't just his thumb, it's a whole arm up there. And like they go to sit down, and Marty's actually sitting in his lap, and he's like, I'd like to vote for. That's what happened. It's like Pinocchio in his ass. That's what happened. I saw it. Y'all saw it. That's what happened.
He became a Muppet.
Yeah, exactly. Somebody done pulled your strings. Whoop, 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 whoop. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, but this is an argument that a toddler would make. Like, did you steal your friend's teddy bear? Yes. Why? Because they made me. Who made you? That one. How? Like, you're a grown man.
That's so on point.
Nobody made you do anything. And if you can be an adult and somebody can force you to do something against your will, like in a game,
like, is it hard
in a game
to have a backbone?
You're not at knife point. It's not a serial killer in there. Well, we don't know. There could be a serial killer in there, but like, nobody's forcing you to do anything, Marty.
So ridiculous.
And then you so ridiculous. I understand, like, if you want to make the vote, right? And I understand if you get caught, you might want to cast the blame on somebody else. But A, you weren't caught, and B, then you went into lockdown and told everybody else. Idiot.
You told on yourself.
In an attempt to sound what? Honorable, truthful? No, Betty's got that on lockdown. That ain't your role, Marty. Move on. Move along. That is not your role, okay?
It's for Canada. Like, shut the fuck up. Most of us aren't even in Canada that are watching it. Like,
well, even our Canadian friends are like, shut up, Marty.
Like, I want to see you lie, cheat, steal. This is not where you become the honorable man for fucking Canada on
BBCan. Like, you don't need that.
You go on there and you make Muppets out of men like Kevin is doing.
Yes.
Yeah. For real.
Exactly.
He is the puppeteer. Start calling him. His name is Geppetto. That's what his name is.
Geppetto. Yes. And Marty,
Geppetto
Pinocchio.
spaghetti. Yeah.
Yes.
I
100%.
just can't. Like, I cannot. Anyway. So, after the lockdown, then what?
Is that when we get the noms?
Yeah, I mean, he
I think
nominates
so.
Betty and Josh, like he said.
Well,
but
yeah.
there's like some talk he's like people are afraid that Betty's got like a power or a special
my
veto.
Oh, right. Okay, so during the lockdown, there was a time when Betty got called to the diary room, and not Kevin, Marty's like alarm bells were like ringing, and he was like, she
Of
has to have a
course.
power. Like, oh my God, why would they call her there during a lockdown?
Because no one ever goes to the DR. What an anomaly, Marty. My gosh.
Yeah, apparently she was in the DR for a long time or something, and he was speculating about it. And we also had the conversation with, well, yeah, there was actually a couple things that happened before the noms. So we had the conversation with Marty and Summer.
That's how I was going to say, the Marty and Summer argument, or sorry, emotional loud talking.
Yes.
No, it was an argument. It was an argument.
Yeah. Where Marty had brought up that Jess told Marty that Summer, sorry, we're doing a whole trail of she said, this one said type of thing, but
about somebody who's not even in the house anymore.
Yeah, Jess, who isn't even in the house anymore, told Marty that Summer wanted to backdoor Marty.
And he said it in a very asinine way. He was like, by the way, Summer, like, if this didn't happen, you were going to be my target. And it's because Jess told me this. It's like, buddy, Jess ain't in the game for you to be making them happy. Like, what are you doing?
And they're like, that wasn't even true. That was a lie. And Marty's like, prove it.
For real.
I mean, like, what are we on the playground? Prove it. I just told you.
Play back the tapes. And that's
wouldn't even listen to Summer. Would not listen to what Summer was saying.
Let me get out my receipts then, Marty. Hold on. It's right here.
They did. They played the tapes back, which I love.
They did on the episode tonight. During that scene, they played the clip of Jess and Summer, and Summer's like, I wouldn't put up Marty, and then it flashes to the conversation.
It was weird because I think Summer said it something like, I wouldn't put Marty up as like an initial nom, and then Jess was like, oh, here's a Frosty Fry or whatever. But it sounded like to me like I never heard the word backdoor, but I'm wondering if Summer was trying to imply that she would backdoor him. But yeah, Summer never actually said the word backdoor. She said she would not nominate him as an initial nom, whatever that means.
Well, take from that what you will. If you want to twist those words, you go right on ahead. Because the fact of the matter is whether she said it or not, she would, right? She doesn't have to say it. Who cares? Like, they're not on the same team.
Right.
Nobody's on Marty's team except Canada. According to Marty. And whatever. And I'm just like, I just don't get it. Have I been gone that long? I know it was 42 years since the last time I was here, and I've done a lot since then. Seen a lot, learned a lot of life lessons. People twisting my arm. No, I'm just kidding. But I just like, sometimes it just boggles the mind, really. I'm like, did I miss like a whole bunch of some things? Because I know there was a bunch of alliances that were made, all containing Marty. Y'all told me that. Marty had 400 alliances. I wasn't invited to a single one of them. Don't worry, I would have said no. I'd have been like, no.
No, honey.
I said no. No. What the heck?
Very much.
Ooh, Natalie said Hermione and Summer are cuddling right now. Cuddle.
Interesting.
You know how they're cuddling? Summer's sitting right up close to him, and he's going like this. This is how he hugs her. Shoulder shrugs. He's like, I gotta work out them shoulders so I can be apathetic to everyone I meet. No. So
we also had the Kevin and Marty conversation too, which is what the Monday night episode left us on a to be continued from, where Marty and Kevin were talking about the whole situation, and Marty was literally like banging his like fist on the table or something upstairs, and Summer was in the storage room with, who was it? Josh.
Moose was down there.
Yeah, it was like a couple people, but they were like in the storage room together, and they heard Marty like banging shit from like upstairs in the HOH room, all the way downstairs in the storage room. And Summer was like, "What the hell?" And was like looking at the ceiling. It was like very funny. And that's what like the episode left us on, like to be continued. And they didn't show us what Marty was gonna do, even though we already know. And that was like right before the nominations. But
well, and the other like, so I know that we talked about like Summer and Marty had like their argument or whatever. But well, I wouldn't really call it a makeup, but they have had a clear the air conversation since then, right? Just saying. I mean,
I think.
Yeah, no, they did. Look, because
I'm not sure.
It says, okay, so look, I have it written down right here. Hold on. When I say right here, I mean, let me scroll for a minute. It says, Marty promised Summer if she was right. Okay. Marty says, okay, like they have a clear the air. Like, okay, so if you're right about Jess lying, then I will reach out to you in a public way and apologize. And then Marty says, that he did consider putting Summer up alongside Betty, but he offered Summer a ceasefire. And he was like, I'm not going to put you on the block as a replacement nominee, like if one is needed this week. And then he has the audacity to say, I hope that you will reciprocate that should you win power next week. What? Okay, you're delusional. And so then, but Summer's like, okay, right? Because of course. And so then Marty reiterated that it was because of Josh and Betty that convinced him to vote for Gino. And then he said they set a trap for me and I fell in it like a bear. No, he didn't say the bear part.
I could see him saying that.
Yeah, well, he said it's a weak moment under pressure. A weak moment under pressure. He'd live in a weak moment under pressure. Marty told Summer that he was going to lie about the vote, but then he won HOH and thought, what better time to come clean than now? This is what he tells her. And set things right with everyone, but now he wants revenge on Josh and Betty for manipulating him. How dare they? Okay, weirdo.
How dare they play Big Brother?
I know, how dare. And then he says, I'm so hurt by what happened and what they made me do. Victim, victim, victim. And in the end, I'm the one that cast the vote, so it's on me. But I really, really feel that I was manipulated in a really weak moment. And Summer's like, excuse me, do you need me to say my piece now? Because I'm gonna. And then she did. She interrupted him. She said, I'm thankful that you said that, and I'll tell you that I was hurt by the way that you approached it. And she said, I'm trying not to cry, but I felt like that you broke up with me. That's okay. Felt like that you broke up with me so that you could have a replacement nominee if Josh took himself off the block. And then Summer is like, listen, Jess, using Jess as proof of anything is a waste of time because they're not in the house anymore, right? And then Summer tells him, Summer's like, well, you see, Jess was jealous, right? Jess was jealous of my social relationships. And so she kind of twists all of this around. I mean, it's not untrue, but she's like kind of twisting the whole dynamic between what has occurred between them. Like it really is her playing the game because she's keeping herself safe, and he's already said it, but we know how far that goes, right? Like he promised you whatever. And then he'll be like, somebody made me do it. They had their thumb out. And so she's going to make sure of it. Right. And so she's like, so like, we can't just keep like talking about Jess because Jess isn't in the house. There's no way. and it's Jess was jealous of the relationship, jealous of my relationship with Kevin, says Summer. And so when they left, they threw my name under the bus, left, right, and center, says Summer. And then Summer's like, I'm telling the truth. I understand it's a game, but it's personal. And what I will say to you is that the love is still there between Summer and Marty. This is what she's telling him. And
Marty.
right. And then, and they had a little hug, and I think Marty was left feeling okay. Like, I don't know that, I don't think it's genuine really on Summer's part. I think she's playing the game, but there was kind of a clear the air kind of like, let's, why can't we be friends? That's what they sang together. And they did a little dance, had little top hats and canes. That did not happen, but they kind of cleared the air and were like, okay, like, we're going to let this go. And I really, Marty's so easy to sway and manipulate that, like, he had himself out of spoon. Literally. He was like, nom, 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 okay, Summer, nom, nom, Canada, okay, nom, nom, nom. That's what he said. And so that's what I mean by like a clear the air conversation. Like, she's basically keeping her butt safe, because he already said, like, I was thinking about maybe throwing you up there, and that person and that person and that person and that person, but and Hermione said, whoop, 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 whoop. And
like, who he's not going to nominate? Gino, the person he just voted out. For what? Like, I feel like nominating Gino and JL, it's clear that the house doesn't want them there. Like, I feel like that really was his best move.
Yeah.
Give up the showmance. We're going into single digits with the showmance, like, untouched. Like, no one's even, like, looking at them, really, essentially. It's very strange to me.
They're floating. They're winning comps, but they're also floating because they have this like fluidity where they can really just do whatever the fuck they want to do, and they're allowed to do that. Nobody's mad at them for it. Everybody's mad at who put them up. Nobody's mad at Gino and JL for voting however the fuck they want to each round. Like, they're kind of controlling the game a little bit. They do have a lot of swing.
They have a lot of power, especially when there can be like a swing vote, because they're two votes. They vote together.
Yes, like this week.
That's a 5-4 deciding vote. They both decided what to do there.
And essentially, they have been both on the top and on the bottom at various times within the game, sometimes within the same week. Thank you, Kyle. And for that whole monstrosity of putting Gino in a weird position like that. What happened to Keno, huh? Tell me, Kyle, huh? 12. Okay. So anyway, I just like, and that's unfortunate, but it's a game, and this is the way it is. Play it. And so, they just have been, I don't know, that they have this innate ability to kind of like stand out and blend in all at the same time, which is really, it kind of, I don't think you could do it if you tried to do it. It's really more Gino than Jacey-Lynne, let's be honest. She's an accessory to that,
but 2 votes is powerful though.
It
is very powerful. It is very powerful. Like, and nobody really is paying attention to it because they're too busy wondering about where people's thumbs are, and I don't get that, but okay. And they're not, and you have somebody on the block who's clearly a more powerful player, and you don't take them out. Okay.
Like,
cool,
hello.
House. Like, that's not a good idea. Anyway, so the noms come back, right? And it's Josh and help.
Betty.
Thank you. Betty up there on that block.
Yes.
And I do.
And Miss Betty, of course, has something to say after the nomination.
Really?
We see that today in the episode. It wasn't
shocking.
On the feeds. But
absolutely shocking.
Marty basically was saying how he felt. First of all, his nomination speech was atrocious, in my opinion, talking about how if you feel like you need to backdoor a however old he is.
43-year-old man with knee problems and arthritis and whoever the fuck knows what, then, you shouldn't win the game. I'm sorry, Marty, you're one of however many votes. You don't decide who's winning this game.
Well, and not only that, are you the first place, like the first person in this entire game, in the history of this game, to ever have a bad back or knee problems or male pattern baldness or Canada's vote or butthole thumbs or what? Like, are you the first person that's ever had this in life? Probably the butthole thing, yes. But everything else, no. No, you're not. You're not special, Marty. I don't care what your mother told you when you were growing up. You are not special. You're not. Get over yourself.
And he's one of the most comps. You should be backdoored. You should take that as a compliment. You take it as a compliment, but you're just using it to victimize yourself.
Because
he's playing Big Baby. He's playing Big Baby. Big Baby Caillou Marty. This is it.
Yes.
Caillou. My God, I can't stand Caillou either. That's why I don't like him. That's what it is. It's Caillou.
Must be.
Caillou's parents need to get control of him.
Too now. Did you guys see that?
What happened to him?
I don't know. But I'm like,
is there a serial killer?
Do you guys need to do like a scan? Like, he's old. He's saying it. He might be fragile.
Maybe he fell down and concussed himself. I don't know.
Maybe that table did it. Or maybe
I know what happened.
Maybe Betty did it. Maybe Betty did it whenever
with the hairdryer.
Yeah. Yes.
Betty picked up the hairdryer and smacked him.
I feel like we're playing Clue.
She just clocked him with it.
Sorry, I was laughing at chat.
Thumbs from Spy Kids.
Yes. Funny story. One time when I was in Orlando, we had my oldest kid who's 24 now. He it was like for his like 7th or 8th birthday, and we had a stretch Lincoln Navigator and a driver that took us everywhere for like 9 days that we were there. Like, this is our driver, this is our car. Like, what were we thinking? Why did I spend money on something so stupid? But I did. And anyway, gas prices weren't what they are now, so I'll tell you that. And so anyway, we had this driver, and if you know my son, when he was little, he looked very much like the little curly-haired little boy on the Naked Brother band. Or wait, that's not what it's called. What is that? What it's called? No,
I mean, there is the Naked Brothers band.
Is that it? Was it on Nickelodeon?
Yeah,
or Disney or something.
Is that Nickelodeon?
Well, that sounded ugly when I said it out loud. I thought surely there wasn't a kid show named that, but I guess there was. Anyway, yeah.
Yep.
Anyway,
Nickelodeon.
So the little kid with the curly hair, he looked kind of like him. He looked kind of like the little kid on Spy Kids, like he just had the real curly, big, giant hair that he never wanted to cut. Like, as little, 8 and 9-year-old boys, that you think they want to, I don't know, be a rock star, whatever. So anyway, we had this driver, and we stopped at some restaurant, and Angelo was our driver's name. And he says, I'm going to go in and make sure your reservations are ready. I said, okay. And he comes back out and he said, you're going to be getting very special treatment. And I was like, what are you in the mob? Do you know these guys? Like, should I be concerned? No. He went in and told them that my child was this movie star from Spy Kids. That's what he told them. That's what he told them. And he tells me that, and I'm like sitting there like,
take me to McDonald's.
I don't want to go inside now. Cancel the reservations, Angelo. Walk yourself back in there and tell them we're not coming. I don't care about their nacho tater tachos. I don't care. Angelo said they were good. He said they were good. I said, I don't know what a tacho is, Angelo. He said, oh, they're good. Trust me. And I said, I don't know if I should, because now you've lied about my kid. And I don't know if this is a real thing or not. You want me to go in and order a tacho? Okay. Anyway, we went in the restaurant, and those people, Angela was right. Those people really, like, they must not have seen Spy Kids. They thought my kid was that kid. And I felt really awkward. Somebody twisted my arm and used their thumb or something, because I didn't know what to do. I did not know what to do. I was manipulated into this. Can I get an order of nacho tachos, please? And they said, what? I said, I knew it, Angelo. But anyway, yes. So that happened. Naked Brothers Band. That's really the name of it.
It is.
That sounds not nice, but apparently, like, people are always telling him like that he looked like that, and I was like, okay, well, it's not him, but apparently I could have said he was anybody. Just send Angelo in ahead of us. We're arriving in a stretch Lincoln Nav. They think we're stars. Never mind the fact that it's got rental plates on the back. It's not even ours. Whatevs. Anyway, sorry for that sidetrack.
No, that
just reminded me of it, and it was funny. It was very funny. Anywho, so Josh and Betty on the block, and then are there any conversations that you want to go over before we get to the veto?
I don't.
Happy birthday, Nick.
Thank you.
Discord really did remind me, and I was like, "Oh wait, I'm with Nick."
Thank you.
He's a whole year older.
And I've literally aged since our last podcast.
Happy birthday to you!
Wow.
Thank you.
Are you 43 with like knee problems and whatever?
I'm balding too, as you can tell.
Whatever. You got the best head of hair of anybody I know.
Thanks.
I'm jealous.
I try.
I mean, probably if I brushed mine, that might be okay, but I didn't. Whatever. Had it up in a hair clip. I said, "This will do."
It is what it is.
I'm a busy person.
You're a world traveler, so.
I mean, for real. And I got my limo driver.
You got a famous son.
I got my famous son, my 24-year-old naked brother band. What? Sound real ugly now, doesn't it? So, anyway, yes, happy birthday. So, there's not anything that occurs before the veto?
I mean,
don't think
there is.
No, there is. Well, before the veto comp, never mind. I think like the veto ceremony. I was like, oh yeah, like.
Well, yeah, but.
No, there's definitely things that occur before that. I just want to make sure.
I don't
that
think
I'm not.
So.
Okay, so they have the veto. And dun, 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 for the very first time this entire season, something unexpected happened. What is it? Well, okay, so somebody wins the veto that is not on the block. It's Kevin, guys.
How shocking.
It's Kevin. Kevin won. Kevin, did you?
Kevin did it. He broke it. Kevin broke what was happening in the game.
I mean, Kevin,
of all people,
pattern.
I thought maybe Hermione would win it off the block or Moose, but Kevin.
I was shocked.
Well, one, that he wanted to win a comp, and then two, that this is the one.
Well, he heard that Moose said that he wasn't doing anything in the game, so he's like, well, I guess I better prove him wrong real quick. So he did. And yeah, he did. He won. Okay, and so then it's like, okay, we're still cool. So Kevin won the veto, right? No big deal. But it is a big deal because it got used.
Of course it did. As it always happens.
Why would it not?
Right.
Why would it not? But let's talk about, okay, so after he wins the veto, first of all, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Well, I was going to say the way they edited it on the episode was kind of funny. Where after he wins the veto, Helena has a conversation with Marty in the HOH room, and she's like, oh my God, so like we're going to be able to take out either Hermione or Moose or whoever now, right? And he's like, no, I want him to keep it the same. And Helena's like, why?
Until an hour later when he goes around telling everybody, I'm going to be using the veto. Wait.
You are,
how this game works. Marty,
right.
I'm going to get Marty the rule book. Marty, you're not using diddly, okay?
Nothing.
You're not doing anything, Marty, but yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, like Helena was saying she's pretty much like pushing for Hermione to go on the block. And he kept saying, I'm definitely not nominating Hermione. I'm definitely not doing that. And
because he doesn't want to turn on Gino for like the fourth time now? Like, dude, like, just do it.
hello? I can't.
He can make a move in this game without somebody else with him. It's like, dude, just play your game.
I mean, why not? He walked up to Moose and goes, hey, remember that stuff I told you like 10 minutes ago? I've changed my mind. He literally said, I changed my mind.
Uh-huh.
Just change your mind, Marty. Like, you're good at that. Just change your mind. So weird. So weird. But so I just really think it's funny though that like Kevin wins the veto, and at first Marty's like, well, I mean, it's not going to be used. We're just keeping it the same. But then all of a sudden, like the veto is going to be used, and then so Marty has this plan, and he starts telling people, well, I'm going to use the veto, and I'm going to do this, and I'm having this plan, and and I'm like, wait, I had to go. I'm like, wait a minute. Who won the veto? I thought Kevin won the veto. Hey, you're not doing anything, Marty, but that's his plan. His plan is that he's going to stick his thumb in the butthole and puppeteer to use the veto. Like, that's not how it works. Kevin puppeteers you. You don't puppeteer him. Okay?
Right.
Okay. Let's settle that right now.
Right.
I was like, what?
Kevin is Geppetto.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's Geppetto.
He is. He's Geppetto. Like, I don't understand. Like, why is Marty saying that though? For real. I mean, I'm like legitimately like, that's a real question. Why does he keep saying that? Like, he's like, I'm going to use the veto. He said it more than once. And I'm like,
because this is his move. I don't. Here's the thing. He even no. He even acknowledged, like, he's like, I'm good at competitions, but I don't know anything about strategy. It's like, you don't know how to keep the people that you want in the house safe. You don't know how to do that.
As you're winning things?
Because selfish people don't understand how to do things like that. Because it's hard to be unselfish when you are a selfish person inherently, as he is, clearly.
Yes. Jameson is correct in chat, by the way. Kevin won because Gino did not know how to spell nominees, which was the answer.
Well, too bad. Okay, well. So Gino lost.
Gino was like looking at Kevin's board at one point.
Yeah.
Like, what am I missing? What is it, not nominees? What is it? It's like, pay attention to your board, dude. You're about to win this.
Remember, and it was season 5 of Big Brother. That's the season of the Four Horsemen, right? Season 5.
Yes.
Okay, season 5. They had a food comp. And they didn't get cheese because that idiot Scott spelled it chess, remember? And he was so proud of himself.
I do remember
he had to dive down in that pool, and they had to gather those letters. And he was like, heck yeah, I'm getting cheese for the house. Woo! And it said chess. You're not getting cheese.
I do remember that.
So now y'all going to be making tacos this week, and you ain't got no queso to go on it. Loser.
You got chess.
Technotronics.
Yeah, chess. Yeah, Technotronics. Where's Russell? Technotronics.
You spelled shotgun.
Yeah. What a great moment. And I don't even like Big Jeff, but it's funny to me.
Yeah, that was still like a fucking iconic.
Technotronics. He goes, dude, you spelled shotgun. I'm like, I mean, at least it was a word. It wasn't chess.
It won.
I feel like Technotronics should be a word. Like,
after that, yeah. Same
I
thing
mean,
with
technically, it is. It is. Yes. It exactly. Like, if we use it, it's a word. Okay, not we. Not like us. Not like the three of us. We don't decide. Now I'm like Marty. Well, let me tell you what my plan is. We're making this a word. We are. This is our plan. We're doing this. I'm using the veto.
Right.
It's
I need 3 people in on this plan, so just in case it doesn't work out, I can trap y'all instead of you trapping me. Like,
my arm just got twisted. Sorry. Woo.
There was a trap.
I fell right in that trap like a bear. I tell you. It's a dangerous place, Big Brother Canada. I think I just threw my neck out doing that. Note to self.
Dedication.
Note to self. Stretch out before the next podcast. We do a little calisthenics over in the background. Y'all see me over here stretching. Doing my shoulder shrugs, getting ready like, come on. That's why her mom wins everything, because he just walks around like this. Shoulder shrug, shoulder shrug. Just kidding. Y'all, I don't know. I haven't slept a lot. My apologies. My apologies. Woo! Anyway, so Kevin, look at me getting serious now. So Kevin uses is there anything else before I'm serious? Is there anything else that occurs before the ceremony? After the veto was won, before the ceremony? What else?
Hermione has no idea. I will say that. Like Hermione's like talking to the cameras like, I'm good. Like, I'm good. Like, just no clue that he's going up.
And I don't think they showed this a lot on the episode, but Kevin actually had to convince Gino that it was a good idea to put up Hermione. Like, when Kevin went to Marty with it, Marty's like, I don't know, Gino. And so, I mean, for Kevin to change Gino's mind, which Gino and Hermione are close, and then we have Jacey-Lynne and Helena, so it's like they are truly playing the middle any way that they can, because they're close to those people. But I was surprised that Gino was okay with it.
Well, Geppetto is pulling, like,
he's just that good.
If there's a string, he's gonna pull it.
I mean, what's this dude, rank? Somebody in chat, Caitlin said, correction, Kevin uses Marty's veto. I stand corrected. You are so right, Caitlin, because that's clearly what happened, because that's what we were told. Just a wild card, that Kevin. Just a wild card. Ugh. Anyway, so he uses the veto, right? And then it goes to plan. Hermione is on the block, and then we get another little camera talk, right? Or no? Does Hermione? What's Hermione's reaction?
They haven't aired it yet. It was another to be continued, so I don't know truly what it was. But I know sort of like what his plans or what he was saying to Josh afterwards was, which was basically just like, I know Helena's the second vote. I'm gonna blow her up to Gino and JL to make them trust him more over Helena, so that they'd vote to keep him.
Well, yeah, I
don't know what his reaction to going up was, because I heard after that he was like, oh yeah, it makes sense, like this is why the cameras have been following me all day. But he truly had no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and he thinks like, he's like, Helena's a liar, she's a liar, and he's like, real, like, you know, he's got that machismo going on where he gets, you know, real like riled up, and he's like, if you could take a shot, you can't miss. I mean, I don't really think he's going to, unless somebody flip-flops again, which is likely, but, you know, whatever. Mm-hmm. But he's not happy. Obviously, he would be, but
he said Marty is trash. I remember that reaction. Like, he's over it. He's ready to get Marty out of this house. And he knows that other people are ready to do the same thing as well.
Well, and not only that, so Moose and Hermione they're both like, they were, you know, like, no, with each other, like, you know, building off of each other, like, yeah, she's trash, and yeah, she's a liar, and yeah, this and that, and you know, I'm the target, which Hermione said that, and Moose starts laughing. He's like, yeah, you're definitely the target, Hermione, idiot. Moose said that. Like, it's bad, okay, if Moose says that. Moose is like, yeah, you dummy, you are the target, okay? And so then Marty's like, well, they better not, you know, he better hope I'm not here, because if I'm here, blah, 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 you know, and they're talking all, you know, big game or whatever. And so then they're like, you know what? I think that this, and this, that they're in an alliance together. And I mean, yeah, it's called the Underdog Alliance. I don't know what their name is, but yeah, they're definitely aligned against you, buddy. And this is what happened. I mean, of course, Marty, we can't depend on Marty for anything, but guess what? He doesn't have any power. He's just the HOH. So who cares? Right.
And I think that Kevin showed some major cards by using the veto. And, you know, if Hermione stays, it's going to be trouble for Kevin.
It will be. It will be. But, well, like Joseph in chat said, this is Kevin's game to lose. His only competition right now is Josh.
Yes.
And I do think that that's true. I 100% think that's true. I think that Kevin saw this opportunity of, I have the veto. I know I can get him to do this. And I know that I have, these people who are not on the block who we can get the votes and we can take him out. And like, he's banking on the fact that nobody's going to use their thumbs and pull anything into any orifice and make it change. Right. Because you're right, Casey. If it changes, I mean, Kevin's been in some pretty precarious predicaments this season that he's managed to navigate through, but this one would be really difficult to get through.
Especially like Marty, who he's working with, nominated Betty and Josh, who he's been able to manipulate Josh a little bit, and I think that he could get Betty on his side depending on what's happening. So Marty nommed two people that like Kevin had been trying to manipulate, and so for Hermione to go up, like, that's crazy because Marty was not pointed in that direction at all.
No, Marty wasn't pointed in. Marty just he's like what's it? Pin the tail on the donkey. That's what he was playing. They just put a blindfold on him.
That's a really good analogy.
That's what it is. Like that's probably a better way to estimate or to figure out who is Marty going to nominate than just off of game information, because that's not how he thinks at all.
Mm-hmm.
But it's putting him there in front of like the memory wall, and he just like, and he's like, oh, it's these two people, and they're like, they're not in the house anymore. Well, that's who it is. That's who I'm nominating. Okay, that's how it goes. So, yeah, crazy. And then, so where are we in the house right now? What's going on in the house right now?
So, I mean, the vote was originally flipped onto Hermione staying because of Summer. She was going to originally evict Betty, but as of today, I believe she told Betty that she's actually keeping Betty because she feels like she knows where Betty's at more than she does Hermione. So I believe the votes, right, which is, what I was saying earlier, like, Betty's blown up on people, but at least people know where the hell she's at. And it's coming into play this week because people want her around because they know she's not after me because she's not yelling at me. So,
yeah, she's transparent.
So I think that Betty will stay this week. I don't know. I don't remember exactly who the votes are, but one thing I do know is that everyone wants a Final Four with fucking Gino and JL. Like, everyone wants a Final Four with them out of nowhere.
They're like, why?
Betty and Josh want one with them. Helena and Kevin want one with them.
Jess wanted one with them and Marty at one point.
Yeah,
I guess so. Depending on who you are, if you're looking, I mean, if you are somebody who would be like on the bottom tier, and you're looking at who can I work with? I mean, they're just as good as any, even though they are a pair. It's not like you're going to get somebody that's like in the upper tier. And I don't mean tier as in like I'm placing value on them. I'm just saying like you have these people who are playing, and then you have these people down here who are playing, and clearly there's a difference in who's running the show from their perspective, not from ours, because I think Kevin has much more influence than they give him credit for.
Yeah, but I agree.
So I guess, depending on that, like, they're just as good as anybody else. But God, what kind of predicament is this that you're going to have to pick the showmance to be in your Final Four? It's like, God forbid your other person goes home and then it's just, your final three is you and a showmance. That's a gamble.
It's BB21.
Like, okay, well, listen. First of all, gross.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, but it is the same thing. That is
I
what
mean,
happened.
yes, it is, but it shouldn't have been. I mean, it worked out for a watermelon, but Mama, where's Mama when you need her? Honey, go buy chocolate milk and my mama and my watermelon and go to bed.
Oh my gosh, I did not follow Big Brother like this closely that season. Thank God, because I couldn't do it. It would be awful. Mm-mm.
I sadly did.
Watermelon. I'm telling you, when he was so upset and he was like cuddled up to Holly or whatever, Beth, Wisconsin, Wyoming, the other,
Yes.
Wyoming. Sorry, Wisconsin people. I meant Wyoming. Calm down. Do not come for me. I don't care. Come for me, whatever. Anyway, tomorrow morning I wake up to angry DMs from every person in Wisconsin. You'll never eat our cheese again, they'll yell. And I'll say, too bad, because I just wanted some chips. But anywho. So yeah, he's like cuddled up to her and he's like all sad, probably because the deodorant that he kept rubbing on his undercarriage was irritating him. I don't know. It was weird. Every morning he put deodorant up under his towel on his equipment. And I'm like, what are you doing? But like, they make a powder for that. It's not supposed to be like a roll on. And then you go take that and put it in your armpits. And I think that's unsanitary, but whatever. So, but I digress. It happened. I saw it on the live feeds way too much. And I'm like, dude, no. But he was all sad from poisoning, from private area deodorant poisoning. And he was cuddled up with Beth Holly, and he said, he had like a little tear coming down his eye, and he said, Mama. He said, where's Mama when you need her? He legitimately said that. I'm not even making that part up. Where's Mama when you need her? And
I put the internet somewhere. Like, I need to find it.
I'm
sure
telling
you
you.
can. I remember that. I feel like that season was so strange.
Where's Mama when you need it? And she said, there, big giant square head. I will get you a bowl of watermelon. She said, there, on his center of square. There, Jackson Mickey. I'll get you some watermelon and some chocolate milk. Legoland. He looked like this action figure or something, and not one I want to play with.
He did.
Like talk about anyway, Mama. I like to have my chocolate milk to do the podcast every time that year. And one time I looked over and my cat was drinking a chocolate milk. It was so funny. But anyway, I mean, yeah, that is kind of what happened in 21. But, like 21,
Casey,
who else are you going to choose?
I found like a picture. It's so fucking funny.
Where's Mama when you need her? Mama. And then at the finale, he looked at his mama and he said, Mama, am I racist? Yes, honey, you are.
I thought he was saying, like, I'm not a racist. And it's like...
He literally asked his mom, Mama, am I racist? He hugged her and then said, Mama, am I racist? He mounted it. Like you could see it. And then in the interview, he said, I'm the least racist person I know. And I thought, okay, well, least racist is still racist. And maybe you don't know very many people, sir. Perhaps that is the problem. And I live in Arkansas, and I'm saying that. So, okay. Okay, people.
Where's he from? Texas, probably?
He's from Texas, which is actually where I'm from. I live in Arkansas. So, look, I've got it bad all the way around. He said, Mama, I need chocolate milk. I'm racist, they said. Mama, I need watermelon. I can't. Stop. Okay, so yes, it can happen, but I just think it's so stupid to go into a Final Four with a showmance.
Yeah, I don't know why anyone would want to do that ever. Stupid.
Break that mess up. But it doesn't matter because today, was it today? I almost said, was it tomorrow? No, I am not from the future. or past. Well,
Definitely not from tomorrow.
I'm definitely not from tomorrow. Well, I can't tell y'all. Anyway, no, today, okay, so Jacey-Lynne got upset today. She got mad, right? Was this today? Y'all know what I'm talking about? Y'all know where I'm going?
Yeah.
Because Gino, look, he's just trying to help y'all. He cares about fitness and form and technique and working out. And he just needed to help Summer a little bit. And he said, let me just rub my hand ever so slightly across the small of your back and hug up to you and help you here, Summer. And then he wiggled his eyebrows, gave a little shoulder shrug, and Jacey-Lynne saw it. And let me tell you something, y'all. She said, and she went, crying off somewhere. And I'm like, girl, he's good looking, but I just don't think he is very into you the way you are into him. You are merely like, oh, well, she's here. That'll do. And for her, it's like,
that's how I see it too.
The love of my life. And Gino's like, I mean, you're a warm body. That's the way I see it. Like, but yeah, she got upset and she went, she was like crying and angry because he was like, hey, Summer, let me help you with your stretching. He didn't really say it like that. I don't know why I'm doing that, but he's like, I'm just going to put my hand right here on your back. Ever so slight and soft like. Then I'm going to take my thumb. No, I'm just kidding. Just stop. No. No, but she got so upset and so mad. What in the world?
Like, girl,
crazy.
She said something about how she felt like Summer wanted to, like, hold on, let me see if I can find the tweet real quick.
And isn't that typical? Gino's the one putting his hand on her back and helping her with her technique.
Oh, of course.
And she's like, that's Summer. I can't stand. Summer didn't say, come on, Gino, come over here and put your hands on my butt. She did not say that or indicate that was something that I think everybody probably indicates that is something that they would like for Gino to do. And I think we're all dumb if we say that we don't want Gino to do that. Okay. First of all, but it's not like Summer instigated that mess and she's blaming it on Summer. Jess.
Yeah, she said, so the tweet says, apparently Gino was helping Summer stretch and put his hands on her lower back. Jacey had to leave because she was upset and Helena went to check on her. Jacey thinks Summer wants her to throw hands and get her to self-evict.
Get herself ejected.
That is so ridiculous.
Girl, relax. It's really not that serious.
It's like, you're really not that hot, JL. Like, you're cute, sure. You're not that hot where Summer is going to fight you for Gino.
Where are you?
Like, if she wanted Gino, she would have Gino.
It's like that's a strategy of hers or something.
Right. Like,
Summer wants to win this game so badly that she is enticing my man to put his hands on the small of her back so that we can fight with our fists and then I'll be evicted. And this is her big plan. I say it as if she's like from Georgia or something, but they're not. They're Canadians. And so like, this is not the way they talk, but I'm from the South. Okay. And so, but I'm not from Georgia. So I don't know why I'm doing that, but like I'm from Savannah or something, but I don't know, but it's like, what is that? I just didn't get it. Like, it was so overly dramatic. And, girl, you are on national TV. Stop acting like that, okay?
Yeah, you acting
like
too,
it's not
like, what's the word?
Good luck.
Insecure. She's acting very insecure, and it's not a cute look.
Like, is it happening?
Yeah, for real.
I don't know. I think she just wanted a showman. So now that she has it, she's being very protective. And it's like, this is the one thing you're doing in the game is making sure that Gino is like right here. I don't know. She's like knocking Summer on her strategy when really it's JL's strategy that she's knocking. Because Summer isn't really doing that.
Mhm.
Summer is social with everybody, not just one person. That's what JL is doing.
Yes.
I mean,
totally
yeah,
agree.
like she's really putting herself in not a good place, like
Yeah.
game wise, because she's putting all her eggs in one basket.
Well, not
Gino's
even
basket.
that, but she's targeting like one person, like Summer. Like her main focus is Summer. It's like you're missing everything else that Summer is doing, and all of
Mhm.
these other people. You're missing Summer and Hermione's reaction. You know, like they're also kind of like a showman's a little bit. Like you're missing everything
Mm-hmm.
that's happening around you because you're targeting this one person, or you're so focused on this one person, and it's really going to mess up your game. And she's probably not going to win at the end, but like, what are you doing?
Well, yeah, it's tunnel
Literally.
vision. Like it's like can't see the forest for all the trees type of situation. It's like stop. But I mean, I know that it's really not nice of me. I also don't care, but it's really not nice of me to think that it was funny today. But honestly, like you just got, girl, you don't like. How long have you known that fool? Not that long. Okay, you're not wearing a ring. You're not married. He's
Right.
barely. He's not committed to you. Like
Yeah.
you just got mad. Like you're exactly right, Casey. She's like so focused and worried about this one person, and not that she shouldn't be. Summer's a good player, so it's not like she shouldn't have some concern where Summer is concerned,
Mhm.
because Summer clearly is a good social player and can finagle and can pull some strings, not like Geppetto, but close, right? She's not seeing any of that. She's like, my man touched her thigh.
Mm-hmm.
That's yep.
On accident, but I don't care.
It was
She
a
wanted him
plan.
to. She
Mhm.
enticed him. She put her thigh into his hand. That's what happened. She grabbed his hand, placed it upon her thigh, and now I'm mad. Girl, get out of here with that.
She's pretty young. I think she's my age. She's like 24, but Summer is like 27. She's a woman. Summer is a full-on
Mhm.
woman. And if she wanted a man, I know that girl could get it. So I think it's just a lot of jealousy, and
Mm-hmm.
also just JL is just really young, and she's gonna come out of this looking like that stupid girl. But I think that that's what she always wanted to be, was that stupid girl. So
Well, and that's unfortunate that that would be your aspiration. But when I was 24, I was married. Listen, I was on my second marriage when I was 24. Not to brag, not to brag. If there's anything worth bragging about, it's definitely that. And I already had a kid. Come on, grow up.
I'm 24. I'm none of that. Like I don't
So you're
know.
not on your second marriage? Okay, brag. Why
Not
don't
even on my haven't even had a first yet. But I mean, I don't know. I think she's got a lot to learn, and
I agree with you.
She does. She does. She's young. I mean, because look, my oldest kid is 24 years old, and so the difference between the way I view him at 24 and what my life was at 24, vastly different.
Yeah.
And I'm good with that, because I'm like, no, you're so young. You need to go and live and do and be and all of those things right now, because you're still young and you still need to make all of your mistakes. Like
yes.
I made my mistakes, but I was married, like
those are still things you can learn from.
Mm-hmm.
Especially like so young, you're like, oh, I'm never gonna do that again. Like I'm never gonna
well, sometimes you might want to do it again. I mean, was it fun? It's like, well, but it wasn't that bad, right? I think I'll try that one again.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. But anyway, so what do we have to look forward to this week? I know this is like a weird night for us to be here, but Nick has to celebrate his birthday this weekend like he's something special. No, he is something special. Also, I'm going to be in Texas. Maybe I'll see Jackson Mickey while I'm there. I'm going to take watermelon just to be safe.
To lure him away.
I'm going to toss it out the window at him and run, because I've been talking smack about him for several years now.
Maybe like a new deodorant thing.
Be like, Jackson, There's a sell of watermelon over there. Run! Y'all, if I'm running, something bad is happening. I'll tell you that right now. But something real bad. No, I'm going to be in Texas. We're not going to be here this Friday. We will not be back until a week from Friday on the 15th. Right? And so is there, what's going to happen between now and then? Predictions?
I think this vote's going to be decided tomorrow for the eviction. I think it's going to be a pretty live vote, honestly. Like flip-flop all day kind of thing. I think that people are waiting. Like, I know Josh has some ammo that he wants to use to get out Hermione. And people are waiting until, like, that very last day to really drop a bunch of shit on Gino and JL to really make them decide what they want to do. So I think the vote could go either way, but I am going to say we might see Hermione go here.
I think so, too.
I mean, yeah, I think that's the... Honestly, even for the people who are aligned with him, I don't think it's a bad move because you're getting down to... I mean, it might be a little early, but when are you going to get your next chance? Like, he is a big fish. Let's take him on out. That's what I
agree.
think.
Especially next to like Betty. I don't know. It's just like, I love Betty, but she's not a threat in my opinion. Like, you could get rid of Betty whenever you want, really. Hermione could win things. You know, it's like, I feel like...
And he has influence. He has so much influence.
Oh, he has a lot of influence. And the way he talks to people, he's a car salesman. Yeah, right? So he's like he knows how to sell pitches to people. Like, this is literally what he does for a living. So he's got to go, in my opinion. I think as for next week, I think Marty goes. That's my prediction. But I feel like a lot of people want him out. And unless
that's an easy HOH ride for somebody. And here's what I think is going to happen. I'm going to speak it into existence right now.
Okay.
Hermione's going to go home this week. Kevin's going to win HOH. Does he take the easy road and get rid of Marty and make some alliances with some people who can keep him safer than the underdogs he's with? Or does he go ahead and take out a big fish? Because I think he stays with the people he's got and takes out a big fish because he could take out his own people later. That's what I think. That's what I think.
He's not going to take out somebody that he can puppeteer, which is Marty.
Yeah, he's got his thumbs already, so yeah.
I think Gino really wants his next HOH to backdoor Marty. Like, Gino wants Marty out on his HOH. So I think we could see another Gino HOH, and I think Marty's going home on it.
And I'll tell you what.
I would love that.
I think that they would. I think a lot of people in that house would be smart to let Gino have that.
I think so.
Because let him do it. Let him do it.
Yeah.
That way.
Then the following week, everyone's just going to be targeting the showmance. I feel like it's going to be Marty and then the showmance.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm liking this. I'm liking this. You know, and shoot. You know when all the good stuff's going to happen, right?
When you're not here.
Yeah, when I'm in Orlando. Y'all, my April is full. My April is full. And my May is full. My life is full. I travel all the time, all the blessed time. That's why I usually only cover the summer Big Brother, is because I don't travel in the summer. I travel from November to May. Every day here. 100 weekends a month. 100 of them.
Like all
way
of them.
Too much. Yeah.
They better listen. I don't care if I'm in the hotel or whatever. I'll be like, "What's your Wi-Fi password? I got the podcast." I mean, I've definitely done it before because one time in Texas, the guy at the front desk, I said, "What's y'all's Wi-Fi like? Like, am I gonna be able to podcast from my room, or I need to come down here into the business office and shut the door?" And he said, well, what are you doing? I said, I got to have a podcast. He said, are you famous? I said, well, you don't know who I am? And then I said, no, I am not famous at all, but I do need the podcast. It's Survivor night. And he was like, okay. But the Wi-Fi was great in my room. So if I need to listen, if stuff goes down, we take my computer with me this time. I didn't have it with me this past week. And I was like, oh, I should have brought my computer. We could have talked then, but anyway, whatever. I'll be back here with y'all on the 15th, right?
Yes.
That's our plan. BB24 is around the corner. It's true.
It is. It's kind of scary.
My God.
I feel like 23
Oh
just
my
ended.
gosh. It's like 3 months.
Yeah.
Or wait. Yeah, 3 months, July. Yeah. Wow.
I'm gonna take a shower before a nap. Sorry, I probably am gonna take a shower too to let you know. But at the same time, I was gonna say that I read Caitlin's comment about getting Jackson Mickey a shower stool to keep him away from me. At the same time, and now I'm upset that I said that. I need to take a nap. No, all right. So if we don't have anything else that we need to talk about, I think that's it for this.
I think so.
Look, there's a million things, but whatever. I don't care. We ain't professional.
Right.
Far from it and proud of it. Because honestly, who's watching us? Who?
14 people.
Just our good friends in chat. Right? And my mama. No. Anyway.
Oh my God.
I'm just playing, y'all. No. Look. It doesn't matter. We'll be back on the 15th. So anyway, listen, if this was your first time joining us and you watched this far, God bless you. And if this is not your first time and you still came back, God bless you even more. I love you. And I do love the people in chat. I love them so much. Thank you, Jameson, by the way, for keeping track of all of our stands and queens and icons. I realize the numbers are lower because Junebug's not here, but it is what it is. Queen, stand. Okay, there you go. Queen, stand, icon. Like, what are the words? I don't know.
It is those three.
Okay, I said it. Got it in there. Anyway, until then, you can chat with all of us at the Nick City, at Casey232. I'm at Roxy Hotman. I will see you probably in like 4 months if you send me a message right now. I mean, it is what it is. No, I'm just playing. Look, I do check my social media. It's just I don't do it every single day. And I always feel so bad because I'll be like, oh my God, I've got like 42 DMs. I'm so sorry. And so then I try to answer everybody really quickly. And then they respond to me. And when I come back, I'm like, 84. Oh my God. No, I'm just kidding. I love it. And I love you guys. And I love chat. And where's Mama? Natalie said in chat, y'all stop. Come on now. And we will send our love to Daniel. I talked to him today and I will talk to him and Barrett. Barrett's famous now, you know.
I miss Barrett, honestly.
He's in Hollywood. I bet he'll be back though, for sure, for Summer BB.
He better.
No, he will. He definitely will. In fact, I think he's actually in my other room right now on that computer playing a game with my son right now, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Actually, because they're best friends. They're college roommates.
Yeah. So,
for those who don't know, now you do. And that's half the battle, according to G.I. Joe. All right. All right. Well, love you guys, and I will see you guys next week. Bye. Bye. Bye.
Bye.